kia ora koutou, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed lunch. I certainly did, and it's nice to see the university having some low carbon food. Don't think that was very diplomatic. My name's Sara, and I'm just going to talk a little bit through about the network, so that I won't go massively into history, but just a little bit about what we're doing and some future plans. And with of course, you've met Inga already today, the other co-director. So when we decided to set up this particular version of the network, one of the things that really struck us was the amount of research there is happening across the university in climate change, and how a lot of that didn't seem to be very well connected. Now, there is a history of He Kaupapa Hononga back to, some of you might know, the OCCNet Otago Climate Change Network that started in around 2011, 2012 with Colin Campbell Hunt, and a few of us that we called ourselves as zealots at the time, because we were sort of quite passionate about climate change and about trying to have conversations about that at the university. But most of us kind of ended up we're generally sort of social scientists talking at that time, but we tried, to engage more physical scientists. And we've done that successfully now over time, and particularly in the new version, and bringing Inga on and her networks, vast networks, and an ability to bring people into the network now has been really good. So this multidisciplinary centre for climate change knowledge is really what I guess we're aiming towards. And for those of you who were with me in the last session, towards our island of success is having those multidisciplinary groups and teams of people coming together, because climate change, as we know, is a wicked problem. And we need to have those systemic solutions. So we all need to be talking to one another and bringing our different hats together in order to come and create some good science, but also some solutions and have some impact, which is really important too. Now, in amongst that process, we were gifted the name He Kaupapa Hononga by Lynn Carter. And in that, she gave us as well a story about the name and the meaning, I guess, of climate change to mana whenua. And I'll do my best, I'm not Lynn, to tell this story. So the kaupapa of this theme recognises that through climate change, our relationships with land, sea and atmosphere have become damaged. These relationships began when Tūtiraki whānau shaped the waka of Aoraki into the island that we know today as Te Waipunamu, South Island. Over time, many factors have caused damage to the waka and the relationships we have within it. In this new era and environment of climate change, the waka needs reshaping once again to ensure continuation of these relationships and help us respond, adapt and adjust to these new challenges. So we see that as incredibly important in the work that we're going to be, we're doing and going to be doing in the future. So, I've gone in. Sorry, I converted the slide and now it's got the Y down on the bottom line. That's going to annoy me. I've kind of covered this a little bit already, but yeah, just some history. That's a picture there, an early picture of some of us that were working together on a theme. What we also did in our early days was develop an interdisciplinary paper called MV312. Some of you might have done it. And that used to sit in the law faculty and then now is in geography as well. So in late 2008, we got together and that's when we decided we'd apply to be a university theme. So the university has a number of themes that exist and they have a particular definition across how they work. And they usually, again, multidisciplinary and across the university. We didn't quite get the theme status in 2009, but we've ended up with a different level of status called a network, which is kind of new for the university. And if any of you knows the university has many rules and regulations, this kind of sits outside of it. So it's pretty cool. And it's funded across the 4 divisions as well. We do work with the other climate change themes, future oceans, and it's lovely to have Lynn here today, climate and energy finance, which is well known through Ivan in this building in the finance department, and climate and health with Alex and her team in the med school. So these are our objectives here, and for every good management plan we need objectives and outcomes, and I just want to put them up really just to give a flavour of the things that we are trying to do. And a couple of things that are going to come out there, particularly around that interdisciplinary and around our relationship building with mana whenua, is really important as well. And we've been starting on that this year, even despite COVID, which has slowed us down a little bit, but we're working on that now. I really think it's quite important, and we're all quite passionate about this, is that for Otago researchers, particularly across the many different ways that we come together, to have a really strong voice in Aotearoa New Zealand around climate change. And that's kind of, one of the really important things that we're all really mindful of and will be working on as well. So any ideas for that as well are really welcome, to make sure that we always tend to hear from James Renwick, and there's no problem with that, because that's he's an amazing source of knowledge, and hats down to him. But I also think that we together, by coming together in a multidisciplinary way, actually have powerful voice and a way to provide information back to our communities in which we operate in around climate change. So that's part of what we're really going to be focused on a bit this year as well. So outcomes that we want to see are that relationship building with kaitahu, a greater awareness of the climate change research that's happening in Otago, climate change researchers involved in leading initiatives around climate change, and new interdisciplinary projects emerging across the university. So in 2020, we've been doing a bit of stuff, and I've probably missed out aspects here as well that Inga can probably tell me, and definitely Julia would. We're really excited to have a web page underway, and Kate began this process, who was our coordinator, and Julia has worked really hard on developing this. And so, bookmark it, keep an eye on it as well there. We've started developing our partnerships. We've awarded some seed funding, and you'll hear from that research today. We've been awarding postgraduate funding. We've been hosting a Royal Society Teaching Fellow, trying to do some seminars and workshops across Zoom. We had 6 really successful ones last year, and those are all recorded on YouTube as well. We're going to be looking more at postgraduate support as well in the future. We've been trying to do that this year, and we've been trying to coordinate those responses from external parties. So sometimes we'll come out to you and say, hey, we've been in contact with this person, they want a speaker for this event, and those kind of things, as we want to be able to share those things across the network. So 2021, here's some of the things that we will be trying to do in our best, and hopefully we have a smoother run next year. I think we'll all be pleased to see the end of 2020. We intend to try and do some sort of official launch in some way, because we haven't really done that, even though we've got this symposium today. We're going to start producing a video. We're going to be working with kaitahu with that as well. We're really wanting to get active across our postgraduate network. Again, we've got seed funding. We'll also be developing another type of seed grants as well, kaitahu partnership one there as well, hopefully doing some seminars and public talks. Again, fingers crossed for that. And then I've just highlighted those couple of things there that I think are probably areas that we'll be starting to develop. But also we're a network full of members of people like yourselves as well. So while I won't ask for an open forum now for ideas, please do get in touch with us. We have a steering committee that we meet quite regularly, and then there's a wider advisory group as well. That's all on the website. And so if you've got ideas or things to do or network or anything, just get in touch, because this is your network as well, and it needs to be able to work for the best for everybody. So yeah, I guess sometimes we're running it with the ideas of things we know that work, but bring us those innovative and different ideas as well. And that's me done on the network. Thank you.